Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Oh, my goodness. My phone is making noises. Oh, honestly, you know, better turn that off. Okay, so, right. I only just managed to get ready. Not that I didn't start in time. Oh, my goodness. Right. What can you... Yeah, okay. So, we have... Elise, thank you. Wow, that's wonderful. So you can get started. Oh, my goodness. Yes, so we have lots and lots to talk about. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Oh, yeah. Layla sat here with me about 2 hours ago. So her timing was a bit off today. That was so funny. I sat myself down because, of course, I am making something. Oh, it's turning out really nice. I will show you later. But of course, I have got to work on it because it is indeed, it is the June pack. So I promised I would make a blanket with it, and I am oh my goodness, I am working on it. And yeah, so just now, between dinner and the live, I had an hour. So I just sat down and she came and joined me, like, is this it? Is this the live? And I was like, no, Layla, you're too early. So yes, Lee, thank you. Yes, the smooth drone operation looked smoother in the video than it was in real life. I tell you, I have to get used to it. It's, something flying over your head. I mean, it was quite the thing. It was quite the thing. Layla. Oh, no. Layla. She's left now. She went from her bed to have a drink, and now she's left. So she might be back. She might be back. Oh, Angel, thank you so much. Yes, the pack is a dream, she says. It's wonderful. Thank you so much. I was like, it's sometimes you sort of have a bit of inspiration, don't you? And it just happened. And yeah. In the blog, because we tend to write a little, I mean, it's not a whole book, of course, that we write, but it's a little bit of explanation about, how we came to choose those colors and the inspiration behind it. So there is some pictures there as well. Obviously not my pictures. I nicked them. So don't go reporting me. But yeah, just as a little sort of information for you where we find our inspiration for the colors. Can you believe this? Why? Oh, wonderful. Right. Why is my... That's going to annoy me now. Oh, my goodness. Oh, it's nearly there. Anyway, this is what I was going to show you. What I have. Look. Yes, I've got some more of... Everybody was talking... Oh, that smell hit me just now. Everybody was talking about the strawberry tarts, and I have to say, okay, confession time, right? So that picnic date was the most unexpected thing ever. So it's been raining here so much. We had day after day after day of rain. And of course, I had to go and film this blanket, this lookbook. And I had the idea, to have a picnic, of course, because it's a picnic blanket. So I was getting so worried, and I was like, I really need to go filming. I'll go filming even if it rains, you know. So I had a date planned and it rained. Then I had a date, but it was very close to yesterday. So it was a weekend before. And I thought that's too close. I can't, you know, you need time, right? You need time for the editing. So then a week before that or something, all of a sudden Dirk walks into the office and he says, okay, today, as you can see, and it was a clear day, the weather forecast is going to be sunny. And of course I was working that day. Let's go and film it tonight. And I was like, what? You know, we haven't got any picnic stuff. We haven't got any, you know. I said, well, but that means we have to go shopping at lunchtime. And he said, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Oh my goodness. So I had a shower right after, you know, sort of lunch. So we went to the shop, bought everything there, and of course then that's when the cakes, you know, the tarts came in, and we bought everything because of course there was no time for me to prepare anything. And then I had a shower straight after lunch, so it was all compacted into lunch. I had my lunch in front of my computer, and then when I finished work, I put my dress on, and this is the dress I had put aside for the Cal. And yeah, we went, and oh my goodness, the sun was out. It was glorious. There was hardly any wind. And yes, I had a location in mind which was much further away from where we live. But of course, we couldn't spend an hour driving, then seeing the sun go down basically, and then have to come back. So we found the closest piece of water that we could possibly find near Exmouth. 10 minutes drive. We got there. It was perfect. It's actually a reservoir. It's a water reservoir, and they do fishing on it. So the place where we were, yes, Janie, it's coming up. I've got it here. Look. The place where we were like flat bits on the side that they do specially for fishermen, and so they can put their tent and their gear and all that. So luckily that one was free, and it had the nice flowers next to it, the wreaths and stuff. Oh my goodness. And we just started setting up, and the minute I got there I was like, this is going to work, because it was 4:30 by that time. We were unpacking, we had everything there. Oh, and the sun was out. I mean, it was wonderful. So yes, that was a great evening. And you know, I said to Dirk, that was a good call, because you know, he sort of kept an eye on the weather forecast. And yes, I mean, when he came into the office at 11 o'clock, I was like, but do you realize what this means? You know, this means I have to be super organized today. We have to go shopping at lunchtime. You've got to start doing this. You've got, you know, and he went, okay, you know, because obviously it was this or nothing at all, you know? So yes, we managed it, and we were home. So we left at about just after 4, and we were home. I think it was 8:30. So it took quite a long time. I mean, these things, it always takes a long time, even though if you try to be super organized and filming as you go and stuff, it still takes a long time. And then, of course, before we left, it was like, okay, is there anything we forgot to do? Because we're good at that. We are very good at forgetting, because generally I have to go back. And yeah, we've been back. We've been back. Oh my goodness, it seems really, really warm everywhere. Yes, so since then, the weather has gotten better. We went back, when was it? On a Thursday night? Wednesday night? Can't remember. Wednesday night, we went back and took some pictures. Duh, who forgets to take pictures of the blanket? Moi. So yes, we took some more pictures and I've been posting some as well on the Facebook group now that I can, of course, now that I can. So yes, so we have a shawl coming up. I had been thinking about doing a really straightforward sort of wrap shawl. And when I started thinking about the cows this year, because there's more confessions coming up, I wanted to do a shawl to go with it, like I did with the autumn walk. There was the Woodbury Castle shawl. Oh, thank you, Ingrid. Thank you. And so this one here. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Yes, I'm going to do that, I think, now that it's, covered up. Do you know, it's really awkward, isn't it? They design these dresses, but to be honest, you know, they don't think of what happens when things go wrong. Oh, well, never mind. So yes, this is one of those sort of, I'm calling it in my head, is a bit more old-fashioned shawl, you know? It's an old-fashioned shawl. So yeah, I think it looks lovely and it's nice and warm as well. So both, Corinne, both, maybe, you know. No, the thing is, so yes, the shawl is coming out, but not next week. Not next week because of course I want to show you what you can do with the June pack. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Regina. Thank you. Yes, so this is coming out soon, okay? Not next week, but the week after, because of course, yes, I'm looking at it. I'll show you a bit of it in a moment. I want to show you what to do with the June colors, because of course that is more time limited. So now, from now on, and we did this last month, we are going to put the June pack or the monthly pack on for the whole month. So not the first 10 days and then you lose out. No, for the whole month. And if we buy more, because now we are able to buy more yarn and store it. So we just decide, right, we buy so many packs and then they stay on the website until they're gone. So we still have May packs as well. So we made sure we had a bit more May packs so they can stay in storage until, you know, they are sold out. So that's what we can do now, because of course we've got the storage. So have a look if you fancy the June pack, and you of course don't know yet which colors they are. So let me just show you that first of all, and then we'll do some more Cal confessions. Dirk had to bring me a pack from the storage. I had none here, apart from my own pack, of course, and I'm using that. So, so this is what it looks like. There we go. These are the colors of the June pack. Quite, I think a bit of a daring combination, maybe, but they do go well together. They do go well together. And like Angel says, she's going to do a sunset type thing, you know, where you have beach colors, blue, and then the yellow and the sunset. So yeah, I am really pleased that you're finding it so inspirational. So let me just show you what my... And of course it all goes flying, doesn't it? There we go. That goes there. This is for in a moment. So this is what my pack looks like now. So maybe you saw the pictures on the blog post, and I always take a picture of the... Thank you for the colors. Thank you. I love that you love them. Thank you. I put them in this box, and of course it fills the box. But once you start using them, look, You know, you get a little bit of space. And of course, I've used some of each ball already. So yeah, there we go. Yes, Love to Craft. We are planning on bringing back some months towards the end of the year. So keep an eye out for that. Okay. Hawaiian sunset. Oh, wow. I should call it that. Okay, so what have I done? I wanted a concept for a blanket that you could do with any pack, right? So any pack, any blanket, but I wanted straightforward, a quick make. I wanted it to be it's actually not too bad in here, Julie. It's not too hot in here. My lights don't give up any heat, so I'm okay. I've had the windows open all day, and it's okay. Layla is here. Yes, darling. Hang on a minute. Let me just move my phone. Oh, I've got something else to show you as well. I just noticed that. Kom, wacht even, Layla. Wacht een minuut. Hier, kom. Ja, hier op de deken. Ja. So now I have a blanket on my lap as well. Anyway, so I wanted to make, hi Petra, I wanted to make a concept of a blanket that's easy to make and that's a quick make. And that, for instance, you can just take it with you as well. So, if you take one of the balls, you hook and you're off, you can go and spend a couple of hours doing something for that blanket and you don't have to think about it too much, right? So what I came up with is a new type of tile. So we've been making squares, we've made Ophelia squares, we've made squares, and we've made squares. So we are making hexagons. Yay! I am so happy with this. Look at that. I will show you later on, but look, I love this. It's so nice. It's so easy to do. You make one of these tiles, put them away, make some more on and off every evening, or if you're a commuter, or if you travel, or if once you've got them, you put them together and it makes a big blanket. Of course, I've only made 2 tiles per color. 2 per color, 2 ends per tile, 2 ends. See, I am thinking of you. And there we go. And I put these are 3 rows already. And I've got the other 2 there. I've got 2 more lines to do, and I'm doing the border. So easy. So, I know. So hopefully the video will come out on Friday. I still have to film it. So I filmed some today. I'm filming some tomorrow morning and editing in the afternoon. Fingers crossed I can get it finished. But yeah, I wanted a way to make a blanket quite quickly. So if you think about it, you could do this with leftovers. As long as you've got enough for 1 tile, you're good to go. So if you just make the tiles for a while, and then once you've got a certain amount of tiles, you can then just put them together, and it doesn't take long to put it together. Oh yes, Tina, 70s colors indeed. I love the block of colors, Yeah, so I'm really pleased with that. It's come together really well. I haven't been making the tiles for that long. I made 1 or 2 an evening, and yeah, I've got quite a few. So yes, video coming out on Friday, and that will show you how to do the hexagon, of course, because it's special. and how to put it together and everything like that. So that is all to do with the June pack. But of course, okay, half of the balls are now on the floor. I think I need a drink and another sniff of that strawberry tart. We're going to have it after the live. Dirk's got one as well, so we said we would have it after the live together. You know, a bit of quiet. So I've got here my tea as usual. Joanne, the colors are on the there's the June pack, and it's the website. The pack is still there, so it will be there until it sells out. Yes, Petra, indeed. It's a mindful but yet mindless pattern. Once you know how to do it, it's so easy to I've got to put this somewhere else because that's not going to survive there. Once you know how to, just like with a granny square, once you know how to do it, it's easy to do. And this this tile, I did it first smaller, but then of course you need more. And I thought, well, I really want to, limit the amount of sewing in. Oh, bye, Karanjit. No worries, no worries. You can always watch it afterwards. And I wanted to make sure that you didn't have to make too many. So the minute you've got this size tile, once you've got 20 or 30, you're talking blanket, right? So, that is what I wanted to achieve, a way of making a, it's in between a play blanket and a twin blanket. And yes, indeed, exactly, Ingrid. That's a type of crocheting you can do. I've been watching so much lately doing these tiles, but of course, it's different from a square. I mean, I could have made squares, big squares, but we always make squares. I just wanted something else. So yes, I really, really love the tiles. I think they're here to stay. They are here to stay. Yes, Janie, I just think, I have to admit, of course, you then go and look online or whatever. And I did see a blanket with really tiny hexagons. And I thought, yeah, that looks very nice. But, that means a lot of tiny ones. So then I thought, I'm going to make them bigger and bigger and bigger. And in the end, yeah, I did make them smaller to start with, and then I didn't. So I added on to etc. You know how it goes when you're designing. Well, you probably don't. But it's quite a thing. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Thank you. Of course, you can use it for you can use blankets for anything, really. You can use it for bed, you can use it for playing, for children, Yes, Regina, there will be a video soon with the footage of the testers. So, I had testers test the patchwork picnic blanket, and as usual, they have to send in some footage. And I am putting that together in a lookbook as well with all the tester. But then I'm also showing you off in that video. I'm also showing off exactly what you can do with it. So yes, it's in a bag, of course. But, I put my sunglasses in here and my phone. So I want to show you that as well. Okay. And yes, I do also give you very clear how to fold it in that video, because I didn't want to break the lookbook feel. So that's in that video, but I'm not finished editing that yet, so that will be for not this week, the week after. Okay. And yes, I have to, sort of get all the footage from the testers. But there is a way of doing it. There are several ways of doing it, but I have a simple way to show you. And do try it. It's not difficult, but it is going to be in a video. No worries there. I do that. I know. I do things like that. Make sure you've got everything. Yeah. Thank you, 14 Dory. My mum is here as well. Hello, Mama. Yes, Ingrid, I know. And you know what? I love being able to say on my channel, this is this, So it is a hexagon. It's this size, and that's what we know as, for our channel. And I think that makes it special. When I talk about the dainty cluster, you will know what it is. I don't know if anybody else knows, but you all know, right? So that's the main thing. No, the shawl is blush. The shawl is blush. Yes, Ophelia squares, the 3D flowers. I've got a video coming up on that as well, because I wanted to make sure that, it's a standalone thing as well. So I've got a project with that as well. I mean, I've got so many things coming up. Right, so Cal confessions. Yes. Nothing goes without a hitch here in the crochet studio, in the Ophelia Talks Crochet Studio. So before we got to this end product, it was in my head. So I wanted to try it out because, of course, you can't start designing something like this unless you know that pocket thing is going to work. And of course, yes, Samira, exactly. It has got a bit of a Moroccan feel. Yes, that's right. And so, of course, making, if I had to make a blanket first, then put a square on top, that would have taken too long. So who remembers I made this? Let me just show you the blanket. I made this blanket as a leftover blanket, a scrap blanket. Won't come out of it a pocket. There we go. So a couple of years ago, I think I started this in a video. I started it and then I kept going. And so this is a really big square. It's a very big square. And it's a great blanket. Sometimes, in winter time, I tend to put it on the end of my bed because it's a square. So it's nice sort of for that lower part of your bed. But, of course, I knew the Cal was going to be a square. So my brain, this is a square, so that's what I need. Now I need to make the pocket. So I made an extra little square. Look. And I crocheted it on. No, Deborah, this one, what was this one called? I think it's just called, the kiss is a rectangle. Yeah. This one is just a never-ending granny square, granny cluster. There is a video for that. I started in a live video. Not a live video, a video, sort of a filmed video, but it was like a live thing, So yes, and then I've made this, so the pocket, and I made it sort of the size that I needed it for this blanket to go. So this was just a mock-up, right? So in a way, I haven't ruined this blanket. I can take this off again, but I wanted to see if it worked, right? Because there's no point in designing it all and then finding out that actually it doesn't work, or it doesn't fit in, or it sags, or the pocket doesn't extend enough to take the blanket. So I put this on, and then of course I started folding. Let me just do it. So I started folding. Can you see? There's the pocket. Hang on, this is not going to work, is it? Oh, there. It's got to go in the middle, right? It's not easy when you're sitting down and you've got a cat on your lap. Then you fold it again, right? So there we have the pocket. Can you see? And this is how the picnic blanket works as well. Then you fold it again, and then you fold it again. And then you've got the pocket on the outside. Then you take your hands in, you grab hold of the base, and you turn it inside out. And oh my goodness, wait, my ring was stuck. And look, it's inside the bag. When I saw that, I was like, yay, it works, it works. And this, of course, allowed me to continue with this design, because I was able to, I mean, look, I didn't even put it in because I might undo it. You know, I was able to do it with this blanket, what was in my head. Okay, this doesn't tally up as nicely. You know, this is designed like that. So really, what I should do is make this square in these colors, sort of like this, mitered, and then make it look as if there's nothing there, but it's exactly the same, but it's on top, and you've got an extra layer, and then, you know. Can you tell that you've turned? What do you mean, Bridget? I think I might try and... Can you tell? Yeah, so now it's no, you can't really tell that this is outside in. So yeah, that was another thing I had to do with this, outside, inside, blah, blah, blah. But this one was just a mock-up, right? So whatever it was, it didn't matter, because this was just for me to try. And this, knowing that this worked, allowed me to continue with my design. Also, yes, like some of you have already said, it's a lovely cushion. It's a pretty cushion. But more than that, look how compact you can fold your blanket up and put it away. I mean, look how compact this is. This has a whole blanket inside. If you tried and folded it, it would be bigger, I am sure. So I think, yes. No, you can, yeah, I mean, you can just keep doing the turning if you wanted to, or if you needed to. That's fine, you know. But for the advantages of what this looks like, for the advantages of what you can do with it, I wouldn't worry about front or back of the stitches. I think the effect, because this is the back. Look, this is my back of my stitches. I'm not worried about that, because the fact that you can fold your blanket into its own bag, I think that's much more beneficial than seeing the back. Olive, can I turn the autumn walk into a fold-up picnic blanket? You probably can, but you have to fold it first and see how big you would have to, because yes, Julie is right, it works better with a square, but I think it would also work with No. It does also work with a rectangle, because my original idea came from a picnic blanket patchwork type thing that my mum bought me 20, 30 years ago. And it had its own pocket, and that is rectangular. So it does work. But yeah, I mean, try it. To be honest, if you have leftovers of any blanket, try and make an extra bit and just make it so it's concealed and just see if it would work. It's only an idea. You're not going to, you know. Thank you, Ingrid. Thank you. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to waste anything by trying. But when I sort of was thinking about this, I looked on Pinterest or online or whatever, and you type in blanket in a bag or blanket in its own bag. And every time I did find it, because there's not many. And whenever I did find it, it was something of a concoction like this. So a very clear, different designed square put on top of a blanket, which is fine, of course. But I wanted to have it look right. I want, sort of, it looked as if, like I did here with my mock-up, it looked as if this extra bit, the bag bit, had been added on as an afterthought. And I wanted to put it on as the first thought. See what I mean? Yes, Princess Layla has just left. She has left the building. Oh my goodness, hang on. Oh, I can now move my legs. Oh goodness, that's much better. So yes, so this was my mock-up. This was my picnic blanket. But then, of course, then I knew that my concept worked. Yes, Chet, now you would do an extra blanket or an extra tile or an extra part. But I do try to, yes, I wanted it to be cohesive. I wanted it to blend in. And I didn't want it to sort of stand out like here. This stands out, obviously, because I made this quickly just so I could see whether it would work. So if I would not have chosen to do this like that if it had been a proper design, right? No, she doesn't hurt me, of course, but while she's on my legs, I don't move. And so then you can move. So yes. I think you would have to make a rectangular square for a rectangular blanket, yes. So if you just take the blanket and fold it neatly, right, and see what shape that you have, fold it the way I did with this, in half, in half, in half, in half, and then see what shape you have, and then create that shape and put that on there. Yes, it's a blanket and a cushion all in one. And a bag, because of course I put my sunglasses in there, I put my phone in there. You can put some hand sanitizer or even tissues, small things, keys. Yeah, it does work. Do you know, I'll have a look and see if it works for a rectangular one as well. At some point. And you can sit on it, indeed, and you can have a picnic on it. And it can keep you warm in case you need to, or you can have it. You do not have to make the bag on it. Okay, you can just make it without the bag, without all that faffing about, and just have it as a square bed blanket, Okay, so confession time. I have here my leftovers. And of course, they might look a little bit different from yours. When I design, I don't sew in any ends, so I can still undo it. But at one point, you do have to start sewing in ends. And then I decided, after I'd sewn in some ends, to change my mind again. Anyway, Karen and I had great fun trying to piece this blanket together. But of course, let's go back about 6-7 months. Do you remember that I said I would be starting my own KAL, doing it on the 1st of December? Does anyone remember that? So yes, I wrote a pattern and I started, chose a color scheme. I had an idea and I give myself a date as well. So I do that myself. And so 1st of December, I started this KAL. And I finished quite smoothly. And then, of course, on the 1st of January, or a couple of days after, the testers started. And they started testing, and they loved it, and we did it. And then it was finished. And then I couldn't go filming. Because we weren't allowed to travel. So this project we did was not this KAL. It was the next KAL. So the last week of January, we decided that because I couldn't go filming, we would change the KALs around. So the KAL I had chosen for August was going to be, or September time, was going to be done in April. And although I had it in my head, I had nothing done on the 1st of February for this KAL. And then I realized that actually I needed to get started. So the KAL that I'd been doing, that the testers had finished, was shelved and put aside, and I started again. I started with nothing but a diagram of what I wanted, the big square and then the squares on the outside and the rectangles on the sides. That's all I had. And I had to do this in a month because I said the testers, because they were worried as well that they wouldn't be able to get it all done, of course. I said to them they would start on the 1st of March. And I was like, okay, so I've got a month to design this. Karen was consulted quite a few times. Well, what are we doing now? What do I do? What can you do this? Can you? So and of course, there's always 2 videos every week, right? So all that continues. And I had not counted on designing another KAL just yet. I had other things to do as well. So there I was trying to work out what to do first, what I couldn't do because, of course, I had to do other things first. So I have to say, Karen did a little bit as well, but I ripped it out again. So she was so helpful. Karen was so good. She helped me, because of the time constraint. She came over and she said, right, what do we need to do first? You've got to look at this, you've got to look at, and I was asking her questions. What do you think that? What do you think that? How do we do this? How do we do this? I haven't got time to do that. Can you do that for me? And in the end, we worked it all out. Karen was going to do the rectangular panels, right? But I had a different design in mind. Oh my goodness. I had something else, because I had the middle, that was fine, and then the dainty clusters. And then I thought I'm going to do something slightly different for the sides, because I didn't want to, hang on, because now this thing is going to go round and round, isn't it? How do you lock it? Lock. Okay. So this is where we were. So I'd made all these, the 5 parts, and Karen had very kindly made these parts because, of course, I had to produce other videos for that month still, right? And then I didn't like it. And they were too small. For some reason, they had the right amount of stitches, but they were too small. So that was never going to tally up. Can I enlarge this? Yeah. So although it looked really nice, it was never going to tally up because it just didn't, it was too small. And I thought, oh no. So that evening I was like, what am I going to do? And I was FaceTiming Karen, and we're like, right, Karen, we need to talk about this. I can't use those panels. What am I going to do? So luckily no ends were sewn in. So they were all undone. I ended up with little balls of all these colors. And I was working, oh yes, it did hurt, Midge, but it had to be done. It had to be done. Because of course, once I start with one, so I had it all in a box like this. And that box was going backwards and forwards between Karen and me while she was making these. And I'd filmed them as well. I had filmed them, these tiles. So anyway, so then one night, Karen came over and we were like, we've got to do something else with this. So I'd taken it all out, and then I started doing the week 5 ones. So the 2 ones. Oh no, the week 3 ones. Yes, the week 3 ones. So with the long bits. But I had a different design in mind because I wanted to go away from the dainty clusters. So I made a different design. Oh, hang on. Where you have the Ophelia square in the middle, and then you do boxes and double crochets, boxes and double crochets. But again, this was too small. So that didn't work out because of the clusters. You see, the clusters take up a certain amount of space. So again, I made 4 of these. These went. Then I made these, which I didn't like. But of course, that had to be saved. I needed this somewhere else, I couldn't, I cannot go past the amount in my box. So I had to use and reuse. So that's another one of those. These were much bigger. So these were the end ones at one point, I think. And then I came up with the 3D one. The boxes are these ones. Where you have a whole chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, skip 1. Those are boxes, right? So yeah, there's more here, which I didn't like. Because then I tried this to go on with this one and then start the dainty clusters, but that didn't work either. Yeah. And then, of course, I got to this point where I had sewn in ends and I had to undo it. It had to be done. So I had to get the scissors out and start cutting. I mean, desperate times, you know? Oh my goodness, we cut so much. This is my box of yarn ends, but not only yarn. I'm going to create a whole mess here. But not only yarn ends, I've got other stuff in here as well. Another square, which was, not used. Here we go. More cut yarn. I mean, there's I found a square that I lost. I know. But in the end, that's how it goes. I mean, these are just my normal ends. When you are designing, you try things, and you have to try things. But of course, I did not have the time to not be making it center and then folding up. No, I always wanted it in a corner, Mitch, because then it's nice and compact and it's the same square. It could be then the same square, you see. So, I could not make this in a different design first or different colors first or just a trial first because I didn't have time for that. So when they started when the 1st of March came round, I had 3 weeks completed, but not the 3rd week. So I had week 1, 2, 4, and then 5. But then week 3, I did that 3 times, those panels, right? So I finished, so those panels, the 2 squares, that came at the end and came quite easily. But then the longer ones, oh my goodness, that took ages and ages before I'd worked out. Before I worked out how to because of course I had to end up with the correct amount of clusters. And if you start like this and you do this, then you do not have the correct amount of stitches or clusters at the end, you see? So again and again, I was trying different things and I should not have done that. I should have gone straight to the dainty cluster. Stick to the same concept. So that's what Karen and I, in the end, that's what we realized. You have got it did, Karen. I certainly have got a few more grey hairs because of that. You have got to stick to the same concept. So it's a variation of Ophelia squares and dainty clusters. And I think in the end it did work, but I just wanted to be, I wanted to make it maybe more interesting or maybe more varied. But in the end, I think with doing the familiar, by then Ophelia squares, and then the familiar dainty clusters, but it was different each time. So you did one, here you did 1 3D, somewhere else you did 4, you did 12. I think it worked. Do you know what I mean? In a way that it was interesting enough to give it a different feel every week, yet you knew what you were doing. So yes, I mean, normally I don't cut yarn. I do not cut yarn, but we'd sewn in the ends. And I remember I was sitting there and I was there with my scissors and Karen was sitting on this side of the sofa and she went, "No, I'm not cutting. I am not cutting." I said, "Karen, cut." So I took my scissors and she went, "No, I can find the end." I said, "No, you can't." "Yes, I can." "No, you can't." And I handed her the scissors and I said, "There, cut." And she did, but it took some persuasion. But yeah, I mean, you can't find an end here, so you can feel where it was sewn in. So all I was sacrificing really was that stitch. You cut that stitch and then you can undo it. So but then yes, I mean some stitches I've had to cut and I've saved as much yarn as I possibly could to reuse, of course. But yeah, these are all sort of, but that's designing for you, right? Oh my goodness, Julie, imagine you earlier, right? I did the color placement for the hexagons. And why did I do that? I sent them a picture of how I had it, and then they all started, oh, I want this one there. Oh, you should put that one there. This one there, that one there. Can you imagine if they all come round and said, Anja, that one there, they still be at it. No, I have to say, I did ask them. For their input. I love it when they do that, It's nice to sort of be guided at one point, but yeah. But I thought, I would keep this just to show you that, yes. Oh, this is my flower for the other side. Shall I put it on? Christine says you will never ask us again. Yes, I will. I know. So yeah. So I'm gonna keep this one out. Yeah, that's how it goes. And I'm more than happy to end up with something like this, if I can have an end product that looks like this and that you've all enjoyed making, hang on, wait a minute. Well, this one, she's a poncho. Oh, I could pick up the stitches and she can have a poncho. Oh my goodness. Oh, I think she's going to have something to say about that. I'll put it on next week. I'll try and finish this off. Yes, math. That we did count. Oh my goodness. I was like asking Karen. I asked her, but how many clusters have we got there? Count. How many clusters? How many was that? So in the end, I made a list of what everybody's what all the parts clusters were, because it was just impossible. But yeah. So what should I do with this? Chuck it or keep it? Oh my goodness. And so hang on. Let me lift this up. So yeah, there's one more left over here, whatever that was. And then yeah, so these are my leftovers. But of course, I have all this as well, of course. So it just, it's just, that's what happened. And look, I still have meadow left. I don't know how, but I have. Poncho for Layla. Yeah. Poncho for Layla. Oh my goodness. So yes, and then of course another confession, and then of course it was, oh my goodness, filming that at the end of the video, the last video with the assembly. Oh my goodness, I filmed that so many times. It was like it was a magnet. I put out the blanket ready, for filming. I stood on my chair filming it from above, and oh my goodness, Layla was there all the time. Every time I restarted, there she was again. There. Oh. So that's why, I included that footage, because I thought I am not wasting it. So yeah. So I am, oh, now I'm all covered in yarn ends. But that's how it goes when you're designing. You know, you have to, and certainly something like this. And also, like I said, I did not have the time to redo it, so I had to do it in the right colors. And of course, by the time the testers started, I hadn't finished, so they made it in a different order from all of you. So they so they did the weeks in a different order, and so they were very confused when the cal did then come out, and they were like, yeah, but we didn't do it in this order. But of course it was because week 3 was very, very naughty, and I had to do it 3 times, hence all the cut ends in there. And as usual, I have to redo things. I generally ask them to rip it out again, but of course this time I was able to make them wait. So Corinne, yes, indeed. The cal I did make, and that was tested and then shelved, is done. It's there. I just need to film it and finish it. And then hopefully I will be able to go and film the lookbook, right? So we will have a cal in August. The pack will come for sale, and we will have a cal at end of September. And it will be not a mystery cal. You will know exactly what you're making. And there's one thing I can tell you now, and the testers will tell you. Hang on, what is this about? Yeah, Jan, we get these bags from a wholesaler in Poland, and we are going to try and get more in so we can put them on our website for sale. Okay, so we it takes them quite a while to get them here, but we have been ordering quite regularly now, and so we might put them on our website for sale. So yes, they are from Poland, and it does take a long time, and it's impossible to get them elsewhere. It's unbelievable. It's so hard to find them. This is the only wholesaler that we have found that we can buy these. So yes, we'll try and put them on the website. It's an idea, isn't it? So yes, so the one thing I can tell you about the upcoming cal is no ends. That's all I'm saying. Need to cover up that thing. No ends at all. You can do this. It's a blanket, obviously. You can make this blanket, no ends. Yeah, not a single end will have to be sewn in. No, we are not using the magic knot because I don't use it. I don't use the magic knot. So the pack for that will go on sale in August, and there will be a lookbook. There will be a lookbook beforehand, and there will be information video and everything, the way we normally make it, of course. But for now, I am just going to start doing some more normal videos. So first of all, on Wednesday, we are going to have the strap. So on Wednesday's video, I'm going to show you how to make a strap. So of course, yes, you can go out and buy webbing, but you can crochet this, or you can make it yourself from fabric. So I'm going to show you how to do that, because now, from now on, I am no longer able to get hold of this. So from now on, this pack will be sold as 15 balls, so with an extra ball of meadow in it, so that you can make your own webbing, or that you can source it yourself. And it's called the Patchwork Picnic Blanket, and it's now a normal pack in our collection. So although it doesn't come with this, the pattern still gives you all the information you need to make this, but also without. So you can just do it as a blanket. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to have a look at. The thing is, you see, it does lie flat. I might just need to iron it flat, but when it goes like that, that's no good, is it? And it's too short to stay down. But yes, a little tack. Yeah, I can do that. And then it stays down. It's annoying, isn't it? I mean, as long as you're not looking at yourself, it's fine, obviously. But if you're on TV, you can't be sitting there like that, can you? Oh, my goodness. No, the magic knot is not the magic ring. No. Some people attach a new color. Blue tack, yeah. Blue tack. Blue tack. Some people attach a new color by doing a little knot and then cutting off the ends, and then you can just crochet over it. But I don't like that, because I've tried it and my knot didn't stay. And then if you then cut off the ends, you can't, there's nothing for you to repair your stitches or to repair your thing with. So I just knot a knot. I take the two strands, I knot them together, and then the ends are sewn in, woven in normally, right? But the oh, who wants to iron it for me, Lita? Oh, yes, please. No, exactly, Lorna. I am not a fan of it. I don't trust it. You will not find it on my channel. And we use a normal, look, I've got two. Have I got two ends here? Yeah, look, this is what I do. You take your ends and I just knot them together like that. And then you crochet over it. You leave this hanging out and I just sew in these two ends either way. And by leaving it long, you have lots to work with. Should this ever come undone, which I don't think so, because it's, well, then you've got all this to repair it. See, now I've tied together two balls of yarn, and that's going to create a problem. Untie it. Oh my goodness. No, Midge, not even them. Not even the beginning. I've got to move this tart again. Not even the end. Nope. No, 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 no glue. No glue. Yeah, you crochet. Yes, Susan. You can, of course, crochet over it, but if you have a different color, then you might see it. So I like sewing it in. Yeah. Right. So, yes, on Wednesday, how to make a strap. So then sort of that's almost the last video for the cowl. Of course, then there's also the testers blankets that I want to show off, but I'm still working on that. And then, of course, Stella. Oh, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. It's lovely. Look. I'm being naughty, teasing you. And so on Friday, hopefully, it will be. Oh my goodness, now I've put that box on top of, yeah, hexagons. Let me get them out. There we go. It will be the hexagon blanket. I love this blanket. So it was so easy, so nice to make. Yeah, and I'm hoping that it's an idea for any color, for any yarn, for any, for any leftovers. A quick blanket make. And yeah, something that you can have up your sleeve, that you can be making all the while. That you can be making, if you have, for instance, a car project or a bed project or something like that, you can easily be making this, Yes, single crochet join. Well spotted, Dara. I love that. I love the ridge it creates. If you don't like that, you can do a slip stitch, but I love the way it looks, even on the back. And like I said, I don't sew in any ends. I do it at the end. So even at the back, it looks nice. You can hardly see it. So I think both sides will be looking, very nice when it's finished. I am going to do a border. So hopefully I'll be able to get that in Friday's video as well. But if not, then I'll show you on Sunday. Oh my goodness. So everyone, oh my goodness, so many people talking. Yes, indeed, love to craft. Why not? It's a proper join. And it saved my life at one point with the cowl because, of course, darlings, I didn't forget to put them together, did I? I was using cut-out squares. There's a confession for you. I was using cut out squares in some of those videos because, of course, I had to go and save them from already made parts. Oh. The things I can't talk about while this was going on. So yes, I have a cowl sitting there ready and waiting. And you know what? I need that. I need the fact that I've got a cowl there, which of course we did December, January time. Oh my goodness. So yes, I'm looking forward to just having to film it and that's it. Film it and that's it. Yeah. The shawl will be coming out soon, but of course, I had planned it for next week, but of course, I want to put in this one first because I'm making it with June pack colors, which is a pack that is now for sale on the website for the month of June, and as long as we have stock. So you will see that we have some May stock left as well, because we bought another load just before the end of May, because we thought, well, we might as well, as we have the storage facility, we might as well. Yes, we might as well keep them in. Yes, Stella, great. That's wonderful. A bag out of 21. So they must be quite small, your hexagons then. But of course, I wanted to make them really big so we'd have a quick make and a quick way to make a blanket. And yes, I mean, this one tile is not that does not take up all that much leftovers. So sometimes you have leftovers, and as long as you can make a tile with it, make the tile and then put it away, in a box or in a bag. Keep adding tiles to it, and then at one point you'll see that you have enough for a blanket. Yes, Susan, you just wait for the video, please. Wait for the video, because I will show you exactly what to do and exactly how to make it. It's just that I had to postpone it because of the June pack. Okay? Actually, the strawberries are just underneath you. There we go. Look. So, darlings, I am going to say, yes, Lorna, a border. It might be a simple border, or I might elaborate on it. I'll show you on Sunday. Yes. Okay, I shall weigh a tile. I shall weigh a tile. I did, Tracy. I picked the colors for the June pack. I hope you like them. Right, my strawberry tart is waiting for me. And I am going to say goodbye. I hope you have enjoyed my confessions and my bag of leftovers. Quite interesting. And yes, I hope you have a wonderful week. Strap and hexagons. What more could you want? I will see you. Oh, wow. Wow, Alison. 100 squares. Oh my goodness. Do you know, I do love, I can't always read the thank you, Benedict. Thank you. Yes. Well, it was lovely that everybody's here. I am so happy. I am seeing so many finished mystery cows. So do please keep posting them. Keep working on them if you haven't finished yet, and keep posting your finished projects. It's really, really lovely to see it. Thank you very much for being here, and I will see you next week. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Yum, yum. Bye. Yep. Layla is asleep in her bed. Bye.